today we are opening a Breakpoint box. So, Ben, what are you looking forward to today?
Getting a lot of EXs.
Yes. Sabrina, what are you looking forward to today?
Sparkly cards.
And I am also looking forward to the sparkly cards as always.
Alright, so let's open this and look at the packs we're getting out of it. Because some people have been getting packs from the set that's coming out with the anniversary in here. So, first thing we'll do is we'll lay out the packs. Okay. So, it's okay. Anything unusual yet?
No.
Not really.
Nope, they're all Breakpoint?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, so they were all Breakpoint. Alright, so why don't we split them up?
Alright, grab 12.
Let me know how many I have already.
That would be good.
3, 6, 9, 11, 12. Okay, good.
Alright.
Well, let's begin.
Let's go.
Now they're all randomized.
Yep, I got a Mega Gyarados EX right off the bat.
Okay.
So this guy's pretty cool because his attack does 100 damage plus 20 more for each water attached to him. The only thing is if you want to do that attack, you have to discard the top 2 cards of your deck if you want to add the damage.
He's very cool looking.
Yep.
And right off the bat, I got the Pokeirv EX. She's nice and sparkly. And the second attack is 4 energies, and it does 120 damage. And this attack does 30 more damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So that'd be pretty cool. Kind of like
Okay.
the Genesect.
And it looks like they reprinted the Garbotoxin Garbodor, which if it has a tool attached to it, then no other Pokemon has any abilities.
So it's like the old Garbodor?
Yeah, it's a reprint of the old Garbodor.
It's not a reprint.
Well, no, it's not, because it has a different attack, but it has the same ability.
Here's the Garchomp everyone's been looking for. It's the one
Oop.
that does 60 damage, and then you can attach any energy you want from your discard to one of your bench Pokemon. So you can attach like a double colorless or any kind of special energy you want. So people have been thinking about using him with Archies, so we'll see how well that works out.
And I got a Reverse Valley, which for any side, either side, if you put it one way...
Could you hold it straight?
Yeah.
Thank
If you put it one way, then all your dark Pokemon, their attacks is reduced by 10 damage, and if you have it the other way, then the metal Pokemon's attacks are reduced by 10 damage.
Okay.
No, the dark Pokemon.
No, the dark
do-
Pokemon increases by 10 damage,
Yeah.
and then the metal
Oh yeah, 10 more damage.
reduce
Yeah.
the damage they take by 10. But I got the Puzzle of Time, so it's got 2 cool effects, but where one is you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them back in any order, but the best effect of this is if you play 2 of these at once, then you can get any 2 cards you want out of your discard pile. Special energies, regular energies, Pokemon, supporters, item cards, you can get anything. So even though people are thinking that might be tough to get 2 of these at once, we've done it with like Pokejar Plus and Pokeblower Plus before, so it might not be as hard as people are thinking.
I got a new stadium called All Night Party, which once during your turn, if your active Pokemon is asleep, then you get to heal 30 damage and get rid of the asleep, so that's pretty useful.
If you have sleeping Pokemon.
Yes.
And
Otherwise it's useless.
I got Slowbro, which for 3 colors energy, if you have 1 prize card left, and you use that attack, you automatically win.
What's it called?
Walk Off Homer.
So I just got the full art Gyarados EX.
Ooh, that's cool.
Pretty colors.
Sparkly. Not the gold one, the regular one.
Cool.
And I got Mega Scizor EX, which its attack does 120 damage, and you can discard a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon or the stadium card in play.
Okay, that's
Then
cool.
I got the tool card Burst and Balloon. So the effect of this is kind of like Rock Guard, the old ace spec we had. Except with this one, when your opponent does damage to your Pokemon, they take 6 damage, except that if they don't attack, then this is just discarded at the end of their turn. But it's still an interesting card, because it might make them not want to attack your Pokemon so they don't take damage.
Interesting different cards. We get the Sycamores.
They reprinted Pokemon Catcher as well.
Catcher.
Yep.
Okay.
And, they came out with a new Meganium, which has an interesting ability where each of its attacks damage is increased by 70 if it has below 50 HP. And then the attack heals it for as much damage as you do, so it could be interesting.
Okay.
So the Slowking has an interesting ability where once in your turn, before you attack, you can roll a die, and if you get heads, then you get to move an energy.
You flip a coin. If heads, you move the energy for one of your opponent's active to its bench. We flip the die, but it's flip a coin. Yes.
Yes.
And to match up with that full art Gyarados EX, I got
Okay,
the
it's
full
not
art
moving?
Mega Gyarados EX.
Here we go.
Pretty
I can't see it.
colors.
Okay. So, we have Gyarados and Mega Gyarados, both too shiny.
Very shiny. And I got the Splash Energy to go with them. Shiny.
Splash Energy? Let's see Splash Energy.
I got a Splash Energy. So the effect of Splash Energy is like the old Rescue Energy, where when they knock out your water Pokemon, you get to pick up that Pokemon, but you still have to discard all the cards attached to it, but you get to pick it up and put it into your hand, so it's pretty nice.
It can only be attached to a water?
Yep, it can only be put on a water Pokemon.
So, new supporter, Misty's Determination, what you do is when you play this, you have to discard a card from your hand, and then you get to look at the top 8 cards of your deck and just choose a card from there.
Ooh, look at Misty. Love that new hairdo, girl.
I got Sudowoodo, which for a fighting and a colorless, you can use the same attack as your opponent used the past
Use
turn.
an attack. If your opponent's Pokemon used an attack during his or her last turn, use it this attack. So, it was good for the pre-release. So what do we got here from a supporter standpoint?
A reprint of Chino.
Reprinted Max
No.
Potion.
Misty's Determination, Potion, Catcher, Max Elixir? We didn't talk about that.
Yeah. Max Elixir is pretty good because
Just leave it.
it lets you look at the top 6 cards of your deck, and then if there's an energy there, you can put it on one of your benched basic Pokemon. So it could be pretty good for energy acceleration, depending on how consistent it turns out to be.
Cool.
Then I also just got Delinquent, the supporter card. And what Delinquent does is, if you have a stadium card in play, you can discard it, and then your opponent has to discard 3 cards from their hand. So it could be useful with the red card combo, although it would be a lot to set up to do that.
I got the Scizor Spirit Link.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
Let's see what we got over here. Sarah's got. So we got Great Ball back in the format. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You reveal Pokemon. Put it into your hand. Shuffle the other cards. Again. Max Potions back in format. Heal all damage from one of your Pokemon. If you do, discard all energy attached to your Pokemon. That's cool. There's Misty. Sycamore. Discard your hand and draw 7 cards. So we have a Juniper-like card again. There's the All-Night Party. I like the All-Night Party because if you look at all the different Pokemon that are in there. Kind of like Ben said on our opening the online pack. Looks like one of the World Championship cards.
So.
And you got Tierno. Not sure why, but we have Tierno. But you know what? It's another draw card. So, what do we have here?
I just got the Eradicate Break, which for two colorless energies, you bring your opponent's HP down to 10. So pretty much you put damage counters on it until its HP is 10 left.
So you could use poison or something in order to knock them out that turn.
Very effective, especially against the Mega.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I got the Trevenant Break, which is interesting because it lets you do 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon for a Psychic and a colorless. So with the Stadium, Dimension Valley, you only need one Psychic to do 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. And seeing the Trevenants we have right now, the one that locks trainers, and then the one that the new one that we haven't pulled out yet, but if it's active, each of your opponent's basic Pokemon needs one more energy to attack, so it might make it difficult for them to come back and spread 30 damage on everybody. And here's the one that you need one more extra energy, one colorless extra to attack. So that could be pretty effective in the future, seeing that it can stack a lot of damage over a good amount of time. So you might put your opponent far enough behind to the point where they can't catch back up.
Okay. Sabrina, anything over there? What you got from a supporter standpoint?
Well, from an item standpoint, I got a Fighting Fury belt, which gives your Pokemon 40 more HP and it attacks does 10 more damage.
Okay, and you also have another one we haven't seen before, another supporter. So what do we got here? Look what Sabrina has. We got a shiny Tierno. Woohoo! Not. So we've seen the Max Elixir already. And then we have something called Delinquent.
We did that one.
Did we?
Yeah.
Discard any Stadium and card in play.
Yeah.
If you do, your opponent discards 3 cards. I don't remember.
Finn did that.
Yeah, I did.
Did you? I don't remember.
That's fine.
Must have been memorable.
There's
Alright.
There's the Psychic.
Yeah,
We haven't
this
seen that one
the
yet.
Psychic.
Oh, Psychic's Third Eye. So what's it say?
You get to look at
You
your
get
opponent's
to-
hand, and then you get to discard as many cards as you want from your hand, and then draw that many cards. I don't quite understand why you'd look at your opponent's hand if you were going to discard cards from your own hand, but it's interesting.
Yep. Reverse Valley,
Maybe
we
to
already
figure
talked
out
about.
if you need something or not.
All-Night Party, Bursting Balloon.
Sarah's got a Darkrai EX, it looks like.
Full art
Ooh,
Darkrai.
full art Darkrai.
Now look at the way it's cut. That's what surprised me when I pulled it.
Oh, he's a little on the high end.
Oh yeah. Yep, a little too high. Not within the borders.
Yeah.
Card's probably worth at least $7 to $25 million, I'd say.
Go on now.
$7 to $25 million, somewhere in that range.
Cut off a few zeros.
Yep.
So, but his attack, the first one is 20 plus 20 more for each dark attached to all your guys instead of just to Darkrai. So that changes it up from the Eviltal. And it actually goes very well with Eviltal since you're already stacking that much energy on him.
Right, so he only needs to have the 2 on him.
Yeah, and it can even be a double colorless. It doesn't have to have a dark, which makes it interesting. And then the second attack does 80 plus 80 more if your opponent is asleep. And that's where you got Hypno here, who has the ability Good Night Babies. Who, it's pretty funny it's how it sounds, but it puts both active Pokemon to sleep. And then you have that Stadium, the All Night Party, to wake up your Darkrai so he can attack and do 160 damage to the opponent.
Cool.
So that's pretty good.
Anything else? Sarah, any trainer supporters you have over there?
No.
I still got 2 packs to open.
Okay. Well, let's
3.
see you open them.
Alright.
Okay, slow. So let's see what you got.
I got a Kricketot, where for 1 grass you can search your deck for up to 3 grass Pokemon. Doesn't matter if they're EX, evolved, non-evolved, and put them into your hand. So that could be an interesting card. Fitzy's play Pancham, just a couple attacks. Groupie, Rattata, Slowpoke. He's funny looking, but not too good, sadly. The Golduck, this is good for the break. And then Max Potion reprint is what. This is going to be a very powerful card again.
Okay. We sort everything out so we can put them away decently.
Yeah. So we got Numel, Electabuzz, another Ferroseed, Blitzel, Shelder, yes, Honedge, X-Ray, Doublade. Not a lot coming out of these ones. I mean, the Luxray, there is a Luxray break, but sadly Luxray needs a lot of energy to be able to do anything for not too much damage. Yep, last pack. Let's see. Furfro. Alright. C-Dot. Psyduck and no Stampede. Sayai. Esper. Growlithe. Shiny Drapion. Ooh. A Ferrothorn.
What's Ferrothorn do?
He does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon for each colorless and their retreat cost. So it could be interesting against Pokemon with high retreat like Metal Dex or something. It could be useful for that. Lapras. Search your deck for a trainer card. They've had a few Lapras like that. Frogadier is pretty cool. He lets you search your deck for 3 more Frogadier and put them right onto your bench without needing a Froakie. So that's why people have been thinking of that Greninja is going to be much more playable now.
And the last Pokemon card.
Walk off Homer.
Slowbro. Walk off Homer. Circle them all. Woo! You gonna run around the bases?
No.
All right.
That's pretty
So
cool.
anything you want to say about Breakpoint,
You got a
Sabrina?
lot of cards out of this.
Yep.
It has pandas.
Okay.
Ooh, what is this?
Oh, it's a Suicune. Its ability.
It's just a Suicune.
Oh, shiny Suicune.
Its ability is Wind Charm.
Yep.
When it's active, it prevents all effects, except for damage from the opponent's active Pokemon to all of your Pokemon. So they can't put you to sleep or anything with their attack.
Okay. Sarah?
I thought it was pretty interesting because they have 2 different code cards in this set.
We believe that's because they actually weigh differently and they're trying to keep people from weighing packs. So, which we are not in favor of. You know, if you've got them at home and you want to weigh them, that's fine. But if you're going to go to the store and weigh them and cheat people out, forget it. Benjamin?
Yeah.
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 This is a pretty good box. You got a lot of good breaks and EXs, a lot of water EXs.
Gyarados.
Yeah, Gyarados and Palkia, a lot of water guys.
So what do we got
in
here?
this set.
So we got, push all the wrappers back. Got
Trying to get too many cards into the wrappers.
So we got the Mega Scizor, Mega Gyarados, Palkia, Gyarados,
Yep.
and the
Palkia's-
Mega Gyarados.
Yep. Palkia is pretty interesting because it's like the old Virizion.
And we got the 2 breaks. What do you mean by the old Baruzion?
Well, for 2 waters, you can do 40 damage and then search your deck for 2 water energies and attach them to one of your bench Pokemon. So it's like how Virizion used to put grass energies on Genesect.
Aqua Turbo.
Yep, the only difference is that Palkia has Genesect's attack too, because he can do 120 damage and 30 to a bench. So, whereas you might have needed Virizion and Genesect, you might be able to just have Palkia now.
Okay, and we did have the full art Darkrai.
Yep.
So,
Pretty decent.
yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 EXs, 2 breaks. Pretty cool. Alright. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright.
Alright.
Wait till the next set,
Yep,
right?
See you in the
Yep.
next set.
Soon enough.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.